Hey Moon Magic Super Souls, welcome to today's readings. Happy Sunday if you're watching this on a Sunday, but whenever you are coming to this reading, I hope you are having an amazing day. Today, at the time of uploading this is Sunday, and every Sunday I post a reading for the week ahead. We look at the week ahead, but we also ask for an immediate message, something you need to hear right now from your spirit team. And as I said, we will check out the next 7 days, see how this is panning out. So we have 3 amazing cards to choose from, and in a moment I'm going to draw a charm and a rune for each as well, but let me show you the cards first. So for pile 1 we have the card of the Tower. This is pile 1. For pile 2 we have the card of the Hermit. This is for pile 2. And for pile 3 we have the card of the Empress. This is for pile 3. Now you may already know which of the readings is speaking to you. If that is the case, beautiful souls, the timestamps are below in the description. I'm going to put them in a comment as well, so you can ping straight through to the reading or readings, depending on which of the piles are reaching out to you. But if you like a little bit more information, I'm going to draw a charm. I'll just put these little tokens down so that you can see them really clearly. And I'm going to draw a rune as well. So for pile 1, your charm is a beautiful Venus star with a fairy sitting in it. That is for pile 1. And we have the rune of Nathis. This is the rune of constraint. For pile 2, we have, okay, you've got 2. You've got an owl and you've got a deer. Those are your charms, pile 2. And you have the rune of breakthrough. This is the rune of Degas. Ooh, my belly made a really loud noise. I apologise if you heard that. Okay, then for pile 3 we have 2 again. Oh, I think you've got 3. How interesting that we've got 1, 2 and 3. And look at this, we have another owl coming through. Isn't that interesting? So we have 2 owls. If owls are important to you, you may find that there are 2 messages here for you today. We also have a book, an open book. We've got an owl and we have a sleeping pussycat. Put the book there. Okay. Interesting charms. And your rune is the rune of Isa. This is the rune of standstill, or sometimes of ice. Okay, so pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Beautiful souls, I am going to leave the video running for just a few moments longer, just to give you a little bit more time if you need it. Take as long as you need, and if you need to, press the pause button and take even longer. And my beautiful ones, I will see you in the readings. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, I will leave the video running. See you in a minute. Tons of love. Pile 1, welcome to your reading. Let's find out what your immediate message is and what is happening in the next week, in the next 7 days. What does your spirit team really want you to know about? What will they give you the heads up about in the coming week? Let's check in on the next 7 days. You've got 2 from this pack. We've got some lovely cards today, beautiful cards, and we're actually going to be using my mum's tarot cards. I've used them once since she passed over in a reading, really special reading, and they were such special readings. Here they are. We're going to use them again today. And by the way, Super Souls, the tarot course is actually half price in honour of my mum passing. So if you're interested in reading the cards, learning to read intuitively or even to work professionally, do check out the course. I've put a link below in the description and in the comments. Now I'm seeing this and this. I'm also seeing this one. It's actually that one there. I'm seeing this one here. This one here. Those two and that one. Okay. Very well used tarot cards. They've got a really lovely, lovely energy. So yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mum. Okay, you have Black Panther. Oh wow, this is very big. Right, okay. Your immediate message is really significant, my beautiful pile one. You have the Tower card. Okay, you also have Nathus, the rune of constraint. Now this rune urges patience, or would suggest that maybe, to be honest, in this instance with the Tower, I really feel like what we're looking at is a situation that kind of appears to be out of your control. Okay, that's what I'm kind of seeing. Now, it doesn't mean it's negative. In fact, far from it. I think with the fairy sitting in the Venus star, I suspect this is a significant blessing. But something is going on, I think, externally, that is one of those just what I would call life events that I think is out of your control, whatever that may be, or a circumstance or a situation, whatever it is. We then have Vesta. I let the generosity of my spirit warm those that I meet. This is your hearth fire. It's your home energy. So this could also be something within your immediate home, the environment of your home, or your family. We then have Ain. I treat myself and others with respect and care. And we have King. Beautiful. Light attributes, enlightened, benevolent leadership, benefiting those in your charge. The shadow attributes, excessive feelings of entitlement, rulership without restraint. Now the Black Panther is a really, I think, super lovely energy. Because the Black Panther really tells us that the shadows are a place of learning. They're not a place to be feared. And I think for me the same kind of energy applies to the Tower. You know, we can think of in traditional terms as the Tower as being possibly a challenging situation. Sometimes that is true. But the reality is what is falling away or crumbling needs to crumble because something new needs to come in its place. We need to kind of build something. For me, it's like a card in its highest vibration. It's like we're upcycling something. You know, something needs to be recycled. We don't forget the old. We don't lose everything. It's like if the tower crumbles, we've got all those building materials and we can build an amazing new tower. I think something has happened around you or is happening around you. It's quite specific in this reading. So if this isn't resonating, it possibly isn't your reading. You might want to check out one of the others. Something has happened or is happening around you that feels as though you don't have any control over it. And I think you probably genuinely don't. We don't have control over other people. We don't have power over others. And it wouldn't be appropriate for you to try to have power over others. They're on their own pathway. We can't decide what other people do. They've got their free will and choice. You have yours. So this is sort of kind of like aligning with the serenity prayer, you know, recognizing what you can do, recognizing what you can't do, and sort of knowing the difference, the blessing of knowing the difference. Hence as well we have I treat myself and others with respect and care. You know the real key here, the immediate message is actually just to get still and kind of be centered and meditate. I don't think you have to act, and that's your first message. Something's going on that's out of your control. Don't intervene. I don't think you have to intervene or do anything. With the Nine of Wands, keep your eyes on your targeted sort of goal. Keep your eyes on the end goal. Don't lose sight of the end goal, okay? But you know, don't try to push this forwards right now. What will happen, I think, with the Knight of Swords is, you know, in this pack, the way this card always speaks to me, something else that is external is going to, I'm going to say, resolve the situation with the Ten of Cups. So you don't need to push for something here. Don't try to exert your control over the situation. This is one of those times when your greatest source of empowerment is to be still and hold the intent and focus of what it is that you want to create and to build. So get still. Nathus is a rune of constraint, but in this instance, I really see it as asking you, especially with the Venus star, to hold your vision and focus and light on exactly the outcome you want, and just get still and remain really calm and generous of spirit, even if other people are behaving disrespectfully. It's not your problem. Whatever they do, it's going to come back to them 1,000-fold. The key here is for you to let it unfold. You don't have to take action. Really, really clear. Now, some of you may be dealing with somebody who is a bit narcissistic. We have the Page of Cups in the middle. Yeah, some of you may be dealing with somebody who is a bit narcissistic, really a bit self-centered, but you can process this. I also think with the Page of Cups, you are also being asked to hold your own interests in mind. This isn't about acquiescing, is that the right word? Yeah, this isn't about submission on your part. It's about allowing someone to walk their pathway, but you still hold the right to walk yours. Okay, so it's not submission, it's not an acceptance in terms of being compliant, doing what someone else thinks you ought to do. Far from it. This is about you looking after your own interests. You've got the Ace of Cups. You see, you've got the 10 and the Ace and the 2 of Wands. This situation is going to move forwards of its own accord and at its own pace. All you need to do, and this is your immediate message, my beautiful souls, is to literally hold the light, hold love in your heart, even if someone is behaving really, really badly. Hold love in your heart. Hold love and just think, do you know what? If you want to behave badly, that's up to you. Off you go, sweet pea. It's your life. You know, everything is coming back to us very quickly, and this is going to get quicker and quicker and quicker as we navigate into what we are already really in the throes of the transition into the new age. A new age of being new humans. And some people are going to have a slightly tougher lesson. You know, they're going to have more stuff to work through. You're well on the road to working through, you know, your understanding of this kind of stuff. So embrace it. Something will happen to shift the balance, actually. But right now, the message is let them do their own thing, get still, remain focused, and literally trust and respond from the higher ground, keeping, you know, stand your ground. You know, you'll be able to work your way through this. You know, the healing is going to come that you need. You'll be able to effectively pick up the pieces and build a fantastic tower, a new one. Let them do whatever they're doing. I think somebody, you know, it just is, someone's on their own pathway. Let them do what they are doing. Don't be constrained or restricted by them. Simply allow yourself to get still. You know, sometimes this rune says, when fishermen can't go to sea, they mend their nets. So, hold the light, vision in what you want, and the timing will come. The time will come when you will be able to move forwards. And I think you're going to see success with the Ten of Cups. You may even have someone who comes along and helps you with the Ten of Cups and the Ace of Cups too. Let's ask about the week ahead. This is really quite specific, and just remember with the Black Panther energy, you are someone, my beautiful souls, I suspect you are an old soul, and I'm sure you know it, and you may be dealing with rather a young soul who's almost like a bit of an adolescent. You know, they could be, I don't know, they could even be like 70 going on, I don't know, 10 or 12 or 15, you know, somebody who thinks they've got it all going for them. You know, they're sort of stuck at a certain age, whatever that is, and it's a bit unhelpful, really. Just they're acting out. Ignore it. Don't worry about it. Sit with your own hearth fire and just allow this to unfold. Let's get information about the next 7 days. Ah, super. You've got the Three of Pentacles. So I'm seeing collaboration. Yeah, I think the right people may show up, or the right person. I think people will step up and help you. You've got the Four of Swords showing up again. Interesting, this time we've got her lying in a coffin. I think that you will be able to lay this to rest this week. You know, it might be niggling you, bothering you, you're itching to work out what to do. Don't worry about it. Just not your problem. Truly not your problem. Just let it be. Something else is going to happen to move this forwards. I think the something else might be that someone comes in to assist you. What do we have? We have the Nine of Cups. Beautiful. Beautiful energy. I'm seeing the card on the base. You've got the Devil. Yeah, you're going to be able to, this week, you are going to feel very, very happy with the results. You know, you're going to feel very emotionally fulfilled with the outcome of this. The outcome is going to be fabulous. I think really practical solutions will be found. I think you will be able to cut cords and lay this to rest this week, however long it's been going on for. With the Black Panther energy, it could even have sort of almost been like hovering in the background, like in the shadows, haunting you, getting in the way a bit. But honestly, you'll be able to act when the time is right, and you'll know it because something will happen that will cause, it'll like create an opening for you to see the solution and work through something, and just kind of almost like you'll be able to crack on with this. But right now, it is better not to try to influence something while somebody else is still kind of basically in the way. I think something will happen. Maybe they will be removed with the Four of Swords here. Perhaps they'll be sort of gotten out of the way. And we also have, yeah, look at that, the Eight. This, how interesting, just as I was saying that, we've got the Eight of Swords. I actually think whoever this is, okay, this is very, very specific, but this is what I'm seeing. I think whoever this is, or, you know, whether it's an individual, for most of you, I think it's an individual, but if it's an individual or a group or whatever it is, and it feels like they're blocking you or getting in the way or causing a hiccup, putting a spanner in the works, actually something's going to happen that is going to sort of basically tie them up. I think either whatever they're putting into the world is going to entangle them, they're going to get tangled in their own web, or something else is going to come along that hems them in or removes them, takes them out of the picture. This would be one of these sort of major blessings. If you were dealing, I don't know, let's say you're dealing with an official kind of person and they're a right pain in the butt, really, and you're just getting a bit, you feel like you're constantly wading through red tape and it's just going nowhere. Well, suddenly, it's almost like they suddenly get called away for something, and you suddenly start to deal with some other people. You're dealing with people in the team instead of this individual, and everything moves forwards. You know, you can iron out any difficulties, you can address anything, you can sort out the nitty gritty and come to a really successful completion, which therefore in turn opens a door and creates a new beginning. That's what I'm saying. You'll be able to move forwards, and I think this happens this week. So whatever you are needing to sort of, I don't know, cross the I's, dot the T's, or you feel like you're jumping through hoops and they're unnecessary, don't try to push it. Let it be. Something will happen, and I think whoever or whatever is the core central problem, I think they're going to get tangled, either in what they're creating, or indeed something else will tangle them up, and I think you'll be free with a new team or a new connection to move something forwards in a really good way. Very specific reading. Hence, kind of don't try to push stuff now, because it really doesn't matter, because actually at some point very soon, right, and this is about the next week, the next 7 days, whoever or whatever is in the way is going to sort of be removed anyway, so you don't need to worry about it. Hold your vision. It's all going to come right, and in a really good way. Wow, pile one, this is your reading. This looks so exciting. It really does. It looks like sort of, God, I feel like I want to breathe again. The outcome you would really, really love to get. And at the moment you're feeling stuck in it. Well, honestly, it doesn't matter. This is shifting, and this looks to be shifting this week. My beautiful pile one, thank you for being here. Tons of love. Thank you, those of you who are subscribed. It really helps the channel. Thank you for subscribing and for pressing the little bell icon. If you do that, then as soon as I upload a reading, it will come into your stream. Thank you for the love and support you've been sending about my mum passing. I hope you've enjoyed her cards. That's these ones at the bottom and this one. They have a really super lovely energy. That they're bringing something very special to the readings. I can see I'm going to be using them a lot. So, thank you. Thank you, Mum. That's really super nice of this lovely contribution to our community here. I'm sure she's probably hanging around pointing things out. And anyway, beautiful souls, I'm sending you so much love. And in honour of my mum, my tarot course is currently half price. So do check it out if it's something that interests you. If you really, really would love to learn to read, whether it's for yourself or you want to go on and work professional and be part of our sort of bigger community, because that is ultimately the big dream. We're building a community of readers who work within an ethical framework, and it's a really special, big, long-term project. Anyway, do check it out. Tons of love, pile one. Pile two, welcome to your readings, beautiful souls, welcome. Let's find out what your spirit team, what source wishes you to know now, the immediate message, and we're going to check out the week ahead. Let's draw your oracle cards first, and then we'll draw your tarot cards. We're going to be using my mum's tarot cards today, and thank you so much for your lovely wishes to me following the passing over of my mum. Very grateful. It's been really such a blessing to be connected with you all. I'm really moved by all your love and care and support, truly. So thank you so much. And yeah, in honour of my mum, my tarot course is half price at the moment, so quite exciting times if that's something that you're interested in. So you have links. Oh, this is very interesting. You've got the Hermit, who is a card. This is a card of mentorship. You also have the Mentor. You also have Exorcist. Okay. Freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. Passing on wisdom, refining a student's character. You've got Ishel. I embrace change and reflect inner beauty. And you have Sedna, I am open to the flow of abundance from the universe. Wow. Okay. There is a very big shift taking part in your world at the moment, my beautiful souls. I feel that you are in a place where you are acquiring, or have acquired, quite a lot of wisdom, quite a lot of insight. I mean, I feel like you've probably been going through a phase where you have had lots of almost like light bulb moments, where things have really been shown to you. And I think your world has been moving very fast. Now, some of you are becoming mentors to others. For others, it may be that you are being offered mentorship. It may actually, for some of you, sort of be a bit of both, actually. You may be becoming a teacher, but also being mentored at the same time. Now, there is significant timing around you, around something here. Lynx energy is about knowing when to sort of pounce and when to wait. Now, it's very interesting. Right, let me try and just really focus on your energy. I might just draw your tarot cards as well, just to get really clear on this. But Ishel is a card that represents fertility. In a way, so does Sedna. But Sedna she went through very, very, very challenging times. She had a very difficult story. Her father, to save himself, cast her out of his canoe, and I believe as she tried to climb back in, he cut her fingers off and she went into the water, but then she disintegrated and sort of metamorphosized, she rebirthed into all the sea creatures. It's said that that's where the whales and the dolphins came from. So there's like this massive upgrade in some element of your world. It's like an upgrade to higher consciousness, higher vibration. Your eyes are wide open. And this has happened fast. This is the breakthrough with Degas. With the Hermit, some of you could even have found that you almost are finding yourself either naturally retreating, taking time away from the busyness of the world because you've got a lot to process. Or you may even find that the world is like sending you into, almost like sometimes blocking you from being out there. And the purpose of this is because you're meant to kind of be in a place of greater retreat. I think there's really, really, really massive changes taking place in your world. Huge transformations, higher levels of consciousness. But those higher levels of consciousness are leading you to become a leader of others or to offer something to others. In a way, if you think of Sedna's story, she, in her own metamorphosis, in her own transformation, she became the whales and the dolphins. She became the sea creatures who have higher levels of knowledge and wisdom. Even the exorcist, there's something you are freeing yourself from. I think right now you are literally at a point of significant personal breakthrough. There's no question of it. Your eyes are wide open. You are being shown things right, left and centre. If you haven't already had like a major revelation. Be gentle with yourself with the deer energy, because at the moment, it's like everything that's coming to you, this newfound knowledge, it's a bit like a little deer that's just been born, or a foal when they're born and they get up and they're really wobbly. It's like you think of the little Bambi, really wobbly on its legs. Its legs are all over the place. And you are stepping into monumental growth, and you're going to have moments when you feel like you're a bit wibbly wobbly and all your legs are a bit all over the place and it's hard to stand up. But this is because you are moving through an extraordinarily accelerated period of growth. And not only are you potentially being guided and mentored, but actually I think you will be a mentor for others in some way. So the first kind of message that I'm seeing at this point is for you to be really gentle with yourself. But let me just draw more cards. Let's draw from my mum's tarot pack. And thank you so much for all your messages about my mum. It's really, really lovely of you. And for those of you that follow the channel, my mum passed over. These are her cards. I used them in another reading the other day, and they have such an extraordinary energy. So it feels very much as if this is a super lovely contribution to our community here. And actually, in honour of her passing, my tarot course is half price. So do check that out if you really want to, if you're interested in stepping up and learning to read, potentially even professionally. Now we have the Strength card. We have the Queen of Wands. We have the Five of Cups. We have the Five of Wands. We have the Tower. My goodness me, talk about breakthrough moments. We've got the Two of Wands. We've got the Page of Pentacles. And we have one more card, the Nine of Cups. This is lovely. I reckon if I move these along, we can fit it in up here. Okay. Right, you're going to get a really super outcome from your monumental breakthroughs and growth. Okay, it's coming and it's going to be absolutely lovely. Right now, you're in the thick of it. You are in the thick of the energy of transformation, and it is really fast and it's really accelerated. You're learning to empower yourself. You're learning to overcome challenges that you couldn't overcome before. You're seeing things in no uncertain terms in such a different light. This feels like you're literally having a rethink, almost for some of you, on everything that you thought was solid and trustworthy and real. It's almost as though events have happened to shake all of that up. Like Sedna, her father came to rescue her. She was in an awful, awful marriage that she'd been forced into, that she didn't want to be in, and she asked the gods to help her, and they arranged for her father to come and collect her in a canoe. And then, because there were problems, he went to then save his own life. So the person she thought she could trust wasn't trustworthy. And I feel there's something like that here. Hence the Exorcist card. You've kind of got to free yourself of some sort of perspective, or I just feel there's been some stuff that you have always thought was solid and real, and I think you've realised there's been a light bulb moment or several light bulb moments, and I think you realise that it's not real at all, and you are having a serious rethink. But with the Five of Cups, the purpose of this is to bring something to light, because otherwise you'd have remained stuck in something that was totally not solid or real and not appropriate for the coming amazing world in which you have a part to play. You've got the Page of Pentacles. This is a card of promise. Look at what is coming. So right now, excuse me, I had a little burp. I feel like I'm releasing, I'm letting go on your behalf. Maybe you've come across some stuff that was a bit hard to swallow. That's what I'm feeling. But you'll soon be out of your cave. I think you've kind of almost retreated. You're trying to process. You're trying to make sense of it all. Lynx know when to remain still and to wait patiently and to observe, and they also know when to act. You'll know when to act. You've got the Queen of Wands sitting beneath the Lynx. The time will come for you to take action. Right now, cut yourself some slack, take some time out, be gentle with yourself, and just allow yourself to filter and process everything that you are filtering. It's so clear. Don't engage with it, in a really challenging way. And also, I do think there are people around, or at least a person, who can help you. As your tower crumbles, you'll be able to come out and sort of, come out into the world with fresh eyes. Literally like that little foal or that little Bambi being reborn. Coming out to new horizons, coming out to a space of promise, coming out like Sedna, emerging, evolved and different. I kind of want to say, in a way, I don't think your world will ever be the same again. And I think you kind of know that it won't, because really just stuff is being shown to you. But this is good stuff, because this is good, real information, and it means that you can evolve, transform, step up and be the person you came here to be. So this is your message. Just take your time. Cut yourself some slack and look after yourself, and don't be afraid to take time out. Let's look at the week ahead, pile 2. Let's check out the week ahead. You have the Ace of Coins. Well, that's super nice. I'm seeing this. Yeah, you're going to find your way through this quite significantly. You've got the Queen of Coins, you've got the Hierophant, and I'm also seeing, it's that one, that one there. And you have the Emperor, absolutely. This is the week when I think by the end of this week, you're going to kind of be back on your feet again. At the moment, you're feeling like that, I think a little bit like that wobbly Bambi or that wobbly foal, where you're still sort of like, wow, I can't believe I see things so differently. But this is the week when you process. Take it really steady. The purpose of what you are being shown and of what is coming to you is here to empower you. Okay, it's here to assist you with the Queen of Wands here. This is a new beginning. From now on, you can sort of almost like invest differently, invest where your energy is differently, you see things differently. Curiously enough, if you look at almost all of these cards, apart from him at the end, the Emperor, they've all got their eyes closed. Isn't that interesting? The Ace of Coins has her eyes closed. The Two of Swords, he has his eyes closed. I love this Two of Swords. It's like he's walking through this water with complete trust and feeling his way. The Queen of Coins, the Queen of self-care. That's it, look after yourself. She's got her eyes closed. The Hierophant. Now it's interesting with the Hierophant because the Hierophant is about structure, about tradition. So I do think there will be, there really will be some quite big things in your world that you thought were set in stone or you thought were really, really solid, and something has changed. It's part of the upgrade, it's part of the transition. But my goodness me, you are going to come through this. I think basically this week you're going to sort of like find your feet, basically. You're going to move from a place where you feel very wobbly to a place where you feel you're on solid ground. And the interesting thing is, I think you're going to feel really good about it. You're going to feel, I would almost venture to say, kind of elated, because you'll have such clarity that you'll be able to, like, it's like standing strong in your own sort of, I won't exactly say your own truth, but standing strong because you know you're on solid ground, you know where you stand. And you're a lot less tangled because of this, actually. And that's when you can sort of like move forwards effectively. But Lynx know when to be still, when to pounce. I think this has been a big shake-up or a big eye-opener or a big light bulb moment or a big awakener. And I think it has really caused you to have a wobble. But you know what? Whatever you thought, whatever structure was in place, whatever it was, you are going to this week sort of come out refreshed, very much in charge of yourself, very able to voice what you think, in a very empowered place. So I think this week, just take it easy. Be really gentle with yourself, let yourself retreat, process, seek help from somebody who you trust. Indeed, as I said, I think some of you are going to, in turn, not only will you be supported or mentored, but I think you're going to mentor others, because your levels of awareness are going to be of great benefit to, to other people as well. So this is your message, really. Look after yourself. Seriously big on the self-care. Trust. Let yourself process this. Even though your eyes are wide open, in a way, close your eyes, process. The structures that you thought, stuff you thought was solid and real, maybe it's not, because it no longer serves, and that's why it's leaving. And now you then step up. And I think this is going to come this week, but part of the reason it comes is because of you stepping away, retreating, looking after yourself, and just basically allowing yourself to process. And then you come out seriously on top, ready and able to share your knowledge, your wisdom, your awareness. Pile 2, beautiful souls, this is your reading. I am sending you all the love in the world. Thank you so much for liking, for sharing, for subscribing, and all the things you do that support the channel. Really does help me to keep putting free stuff into the world. If you are subscribing, and thank you so much those that do please press the little bell icon, because that way everything that I post will come into your stream. Beautiful pile 2, I'm sending you all the love in the world. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. Let's see what your immediate message is, and we will also look at the week ahead for you. What do we have for my beautiful pile 3s? Okay, we'll draw your oracle cards first. I'm seeing absolutely that one, and also this one too. I think it's that one as well. Let's look at these first, and then I will draw your tarot cards. You have Jaguar. Ooh, this is powerful. This is associated with the Incan gold, you know, the Incas and the gold. And the Empress is associated with abundance. Isa, stand still, stand still. You have Poet. Look at the words coming out of your lips. Expresses soul insights in symbolic language, turns a lyric gift, this is the shadow attribute, turns a lyric gift to negative or destructive effect. But the positive is about being able to speak. You have Iris. Iris was amazing. Her boundaries are impeccable. I tell you what, she was the most benevolent, kind, giving goddess ever, but she did not mince her words. She was absolutely upholding, you know, a good pathway, but my goodness me, she didn't put up with anything that was inappropriate, which is also what the Jaguar energy is about. You know, the energy of this card is very much about kind of understanding when things can go wrong, that's why it was associated with the gold of the Incas, that it became a power attribute rather than something to benefit the community. You have Inanna. I radiate passion and feel deeply connected to all around me. And you have Idun. Finding a moment of joy every day rejuvenates my spirit. These are very, very beautiful energies. I am going to draw your tarot cards as well before we dive into your reading. You have Four of Swords. Let me move these along a little bit. You have Four of Swords. You have the Page of Swords. I'm seeing these, and actually these as well. I do feel this, everything is like coming from the base of the pack, except that one from the middle. Everything is coming from the base of the pack. That's really interesting. We've got the Four of Wands. We have the Eight of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, the Seven of Cups, and then you have the Four of Cups. Where can I place this? Just up here. Okay. Every step I take imbues me with hope. Stand still. I think there has been an interruption to your world, my beautiful souls. Something has come to a standstill. But I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, actually. I think maybe there's, you know, if you contemplate, there's always a higher purpose. Yeah, I also think for some of you, this is something you're writing. It could, because we have a book here, an open book. It could be if you're writing a novel or poetry or something. I feel that there is something you are working on that somehow has come to a standstill. Maybe it's just got put on hold for a little while. The cat is sleeping. Maybe you're just needing to rest up with the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is a card that's very much a meditative energy. But you know, the funny thing is, I think actually resting up might mean that you come back replenished. I think your reading is all about regeneration of something that has been put on hold or came to a standstill for some reason. For some of you, I think as well, maybe some of you literally had to walk away to attend to something. But this is something that has great hope and great promise, okay? For some reason, it got put on hold. I do think some of you may even have had to travel. You know, you got interrupted, basically. It's something that I think is, for many of you, connected to writing or having a voice or speaking. or some form of personal expression, but I do think it feels like a project of some sort. Now, it got put on hold because it did. I think you've had to attend to some other things. Also, do you know the higher value of this, the purpose of this? It's coming through so clearly. This is part of the message. It's with Jaguar, with the energy of Jaguar, which, as I said, connects to the Incas and to gold. And if this was an idea that you thought it could do amazingly, and actually, you know, it may well have real like financial potential. But I think by coming away or by having it put on hold, I think the timing is changing around it. That's one thing. But also, I think when you come back to it, you are coming back with renewed passion, renewed energy. It's like you're going to come back and you're going to want to do it. Whereas you might have been sort of motivated. You know, it's like when you write a book. I'm sure everybody who writes a book is really, really hopeful it'll become a bestseller. You know, I think it's just how it is, you know, otherwise, you know, we want to put things into the world and we want to see the success. Why wouldn't we? But something got put on hold. And what you are being shown, I think the primary message is that you can come back, even though you had to walk away from it for a while. You can now come back revitalized, refreshed, replenished, almost for some of you as well. I think you will have a different level of awareness as to how to approach it, or like it would be like if you were writing a story, that story is going to be so much richer, or it'll be so much more filled with excitement. There's something that you had that you will have gained from the time out. Okay, some piece of wisdom, some piece of awareness or knowledge. You needed the time away. And even though it might have felt as though it was a bit frustrating, I think this is about to be revitalized. And instead of it being, I'm not saying it would have been purely motivated by money, but your motivation to do it because you want to is going to be very, very different. I think there's a heightened motivation here because this is all about fertility, regeneration. So your first message is that whatever was holding you back, it came with purpose, in order to kind of open up a different level of connection to this project. Now when you come back, you are going to feel so differently, whereas you might have been not exactly going through the motions, but just, you know, sitting down, trying to make it happen. You're going to come back with a passion. And so there was real purpose to this being put on hold. There was a much higher, like a higher purpose, because you're going to come back and you're going to do this bigger and better. Otherwise, it would have just sort of almost been not sort of same old, but something has changed, because something has changed in your approach through having time away. But I think the time away was kind of like almost forced on you. But it is going to bring you back with a different perspective or a different viewpoint or a different attitude. You're going to be flowing, you're going to be singing. And it's kind of like, because you're coming back motivated by passion, by more imagination, by more, well, just more everything. Because you're coming from that perspective, it's really, you're going to up your game and you're going to come at this with such a revitalized perspective. It's really, really, really going to be helpful for you. It's going to change the way you do this. So the time out was helpful for you. So this is your first message, actually. Now I'm really curious to know what is happening this week. How does this pan out? I mean, is this the week you get started? Is this the week you move on? With the Knight of Cups, I think you're going to see this time out, the standstill period, the bit where it all ground to a halt. I think you're going to see it as, like, through a different lens. I think you'll see it as a blessing, actually. Let's check in and see what we see. Let's look at the week ahead. Queen of Coins, yeah. I think you're going to get going again this week. I think whatever it was that got shelved, look at this. You've got the Justice. It's going to come back in. It's going to, whereas you couldn't sort of see it, it's going to come back into your on your remit, on your agenda. We have the Hermit. Big cards, eh? Wow, and very big cards. The Wheel of Fortune. This is quite, I sort of almost want to say short and sweet, your reading. Oh, bear with me. I need to pick that card up. It flew out so fast onto the floor. And how beautiful is that? The Nine of Pentacles. I think you're going to dive back in this week, but I think you're going to be coming at it from a new direction. I think you will approach it in a, almost like you'll intuitively know what to do. It's one of those things where you could, what's that saying? You could do it with your eyes closed. There's some sort of saying, isn't it? You know, or I could do it standing on my head, or I could do it with my eyes closed. Whereas I think previously it might have felt like a bit of a slog. You know, it would be like writing a book, and, you know, fair play to you. Every day you get up and you allocate an hour and you put your bum on the seat, and you get going and you do it and you're dedicated. But actually it's great, because sometimes that steady, consistent approach can really help. But somehow it hasn't felt electric or alive enough for you. I think that's changing. I think something is altering in the way that you approach it, and you are just going to do this. You'll almost wake up dreaming it. I'm really noticing how these figures have almost all, with the exception of the Hermit, got their eyes either closed or blindfolded. You could do this standing on your head. It's now going to flow. Whereas it might have felt like it was a challenge, it's going to flow. It really, really is. There's going to be greater vitality. You're going to come back to this refreshed. I think you are going to see a very big turnaround in your energy this week. So whatever it was that was put on hold, or you got called away, I think this is the week when you start to reinvest again, and it feels really exciting and really fabulous, and I think you're actually going to love it. You're really going to come back to this revitalized. This feels really, really lovely. I mean, in many ways, this is your reading. Let's just draw a few more cards just to see if we can have any more information about where this is going. Because originally I think you really hoped this was going to be the sort of, you know, the going for gold. Can we ask about the long-term outcome of this? Wow, you've got the Queen of Pentacles. Again, Queen of Coins. I actually think this is going to be extremely fruitful. It will take a little while to completely get off the ground. It would be like writing a book, and then you've got to, I don't know, send it off to a publisher, and then you've got to go through their process, and the cover's got to be designed, and all the things have to be done. But so you know, I think this will require some gestation in order to bring it to the fore. But I think that the success is absolutely coming with the Queen of Pentacles. It's like this is something that is worthy of giving birth to. Let me just check in and see anything else that we're shown. Knight of Swords. Okay, how interesting. Knight of Swords. We have Queen of Swords, and we have the Moon. Okay, I think what will happen is this is absolutely worth investing in. It's worthy of giving birth to. I think the ideas will just come to you. You know, I think you'll just get signs and signals and synchronicities. You know, stuff will happen around you, and it will be really apparent that is like helping to guide you in order to sort of stay on track with this. So I don't think you'll have any trouble staying on track with this now. I think it's just going to flow. And intuitively, I think this is going to find its way forward to wherever it needs to be at whatever pace it needs to arrive. Well, pile 3, this is your reading. Beautiful souls. Thank you so much for being here. I'm really excited for you. Thank you so much, you know, for checking out the Moon Magic Tarot channel if you're new. Thank you if you're returning. Beautiful souls. Don't forget, in honour of my mum's passing, which feels really special, using her cards, my tarot course is half price, and my apologies if I've already mentioned it. Do check it out if you're interested in learning to read, or learning to read literally to a professional level, or joining our community, because we have a much bigger long-term vision, which is about building a community of readers who work within an ethical framework, really integrating a lot of emotional, psychological knowledge. The course is very different. It's not just the archetypal meanings, it's way bigger than that. But do check it out if you're interested. My beautiful souls, I'm sending you all the love in the world. Thank you for everything that you do that supports the channel, and thank you for your love and support of me and of my family, the wishes and love that have come through from you. I am so blown away, and I feel every essence of everything you send, and I have been so moved. So thank you so much. Tons of love, Pile 3.